Thanks for downloading another segment from the Best of the Classic Metal Show. The Classic Metal Show is heard live on Saturdays from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern, exclusively at www.theclassicmetalshow.com. And now here's another piece of Classic Metal Show history on the Best of the Classic Metal Show.
The Classic Metal Show.
That's D'Priest from their Playa del Rock release, and that, of course, is The Russian Winter. And
what a garbage song that was. Jeez, who is that awful singer?
Wow.
On the phone, we got our good friend Nadir D'Priest. Nadir, are you listening?
Wow. Yeah, I'm here, man. How you doing?
We're doing. I hope you're not listening to the radio, and because
no, I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you. It's really funny because I'm sitting here talking to my drummer, and we're looking at pictures of him in Havana, Cuba, with some technical equipment that he was installing at a satellite dish of some sort. But for some reason, there was women involved. I don't understand that.
Okay. Okay.
I can't go any further because somebody's pointing at me to shut the fuck up.
Well, Nadir, you said you had a message for Chris right off the bat.
Oh, yes. Chris, how you doing, brother?
What's up there, man? I'm glad to see you could make this interview this time.
Yes, fuck you too.
Well, Nadir, we had a chance to hook up again a few weeks ago when I was out in L.A., and we had a few drinks at the bar, and we were just kind of cutting up a little bit. And you have a charity show coming up here next Saturday. It's something that you're involved with now, and so why don't you tell everybody what's going on with you?
Well, what's going on is that we're doing an event with the Paul Mitchell the hair products / schools. Paul Mitchell, as everyone knows or may not know, is actually one of the largest, hair product companies in the planet, and they also own 90 schools throughout the United States. And they have a charity called the Paul Mitchell Magic of Memories Foundation. And basically what it is, it's a foundation to where a lot of the money goes into Food for Africa. So it feeds, anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 kids a year. It costs it 3 meals a day, gives them school books, anything they need to study. But, basically it keeps 5,000 kids basically living a good life in the middle of Africa, meaning a good life as of having 3 meals, unlike some other kids that don't get to have any meals at all. It's also part of the charity is also the Larry King Foundation, which everyone knows Larry King. Hey, this is Larry King, of course. Everyone knows who he is. And also the Lisa Given Memory Foundation and the Andrew Gomez Foundation. So all the money that goes into these foundations is basically coming from all the schools. This year it reached about $1 million worth of money. So that's a big chunk, basically of money going into helping people. But on the good note is that we are donating the money from our night to this foundation. So D'Priest will be playing at the Cat Club on May 31st on the Sunset Strip right next to the Whiskey. And all the money will go to this, and we're really looking forward to it. And it's going to be an amazing night.
Well, Nadir, would it be cool if I cut a check for $100 for these charities too? Because I'd like to match what you guys are going to bring in.
Yeah, sure. You can match our $100, sure. That is not a problem, Chris. But you know what? I actually, now that we got you on the air, you're going to have to fucking kick down that $100 now.
Well, I would be happy to do that, bro.
That little fucking joke is going to cost you, bro.
Well, I'm glad I didn't say 1,000. Jesus.
Well, I mean, it's a good cause, it's really, I mean, if you really look at it, and I don't want to bring this down into a really weird fucking level, but as you see in America, we got kids starving in America, but right now the way the economy and things are going, we feel that whatever money we make, could be a $50, $100, $200, $300, we are going to, make something. Somebody's going to get a sandwich out of this shit. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, Nadir, this is odd because I'm not used to you being anything but funny, man. What in the world possessed you to get into charitable work?
Well, you know what? It's really funny that you asked that. It's not the first time, Chris. Actually, back in the '80s, I used to do a lot of benefits at the Roxy, and a lot of them were basically for a Children of the Night. And Children of the Night was basically kids that live in Hollywood streets, under the freeway passes, under the bridges and whatever. And there were a lot of them were on heroin, coke, just junkies, and there were Children of the Night. So we would do these shows, and whatever we made, we would just give it to those charity. Tony Danza was around in those days doing these charity events with a lot of different Hollywood celebrities. And we were part of that whole thing. So it's not like all of a sudden one day I woke up and said, hey, fuck it, we're going to throw a sandwich down to these fucking kids. You know what I mean? We've always done it directly or indirectly. So, but, nobody really looks at that kind of shit. I think that everyone pretty much focuses on what you're doing in music, and that's basically what everyone's interested in, and not the actual other side, the good side and the giving side that we have.
Hey, Nadir, was Ronnie James Dio involved with that too? I thought he was involved with that at one point. Or
you know what? I believe there's a lot of bands back then that were doing a lot of things for Children of the Night, and it was a big thing because everyone wanted to be part of it. But that was one organization. We also used to do the T.J. Martell events, which is for terminally ill kids, which was the Make-A-Wish Foundation, basically. T.J. Martell was the actual Make-A-Wish Foundation events, and they used to pull in millions and millions of dollars. I mean, it was a big event. And I believe that Sean, our guitar player, used to date the president of T.J. Martell's daughter. So somehow, anyway, indirectly, we were involved in a lot of that. So we did it. I mean, what's really funny because we had no money, and the only way we could, do any contributions to any of that was to basically just do these shows. You know what I mean? And I think that a lot of the positive things that you do in life, giving is always a great feeling. And a lot of people don't like to give, and even though we had nothing to give except for our music, that music actually gave something away to someone else, and I sure hope that someone got something out of it.
Wow. Well, Nadir, does that usurp...
Hello? Is this mic on?
Does that usurp the time...
Are you guys there?
Are you not hearing me, Nadir?
I didn't hear you there. I thought you guys were napping.
No.
He's not fucking cracking anything. What's going on?
Well, you were being serious, and I was going to ask you, does this kind of giving usurp the kind of giving you were requesting back in the day when you'd say, give me a blowjob, you'll feel better about it?
Well, women back then used to be very giving, unlike women nowadays. The only way they'll give you anything.
Thanks for checking out the best of the Classic Metal Show. You can tune into the Classic Metal Show live every Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern, exclusively at www.theclassicmetalshow.com.
Classic Metal Show.
And I really like. If I have a chance to do something good for someone, I'll do it. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, Nadir, in all seriousness, man, with you getting involved with the with Paul Mitchell and the Paul Mitchell Salon Foundation, what do you trade first? Your love of hair or your love of men?
Well, Chris, being a fellow fudge packer as you are, I'm just like, it's really hard. I mean, what do you think about that? It's hard for me, when you're a fucking sword swallower, it's kind of hard to decide, on both things. But I really don't know at this point. I'm a bit confused. The closet door is kind of opening a little bit.
Nice, Nadir. Well, Nadir, what is the set list like for your set? Can you reveal anything that
We're actually, you know what? I'm glad that you asked me that. That's a good question, Chris. Listen to what he's asking me, all right?
Okay.
He's actually asking a good question. Basically, we are going to do a lot of the classic London material, and we're going to do, for the first time since '87, from the filming of the Metal Years, we've never performed Breakout, because if you listen to the song on the movie,
my hands are tied, my back's to the wall.
We don't get to perform the whole thing. They take clips out of it and basically do not play the whole song.
Yeah.
So we're going to be performing Breakout. We're going to be performing a song that's in the movie that it was never ever released. So a lot of material that was not available to our, I would just say it was not on the record. I mean, basically, so we had no choice. We had to follow directions from the label. So we're going to be kicking in a lot of that material. So I'm hoping that if we have any kind of chance to have any fans that were from back then to get to come over and listen to some of that, this stuff is going to be really fun to do.
Well, Nadir, with you guys playing,
it's really it's going to be really cool, man. I'm really looking forward to it. So the set's going to be mixed. I think we're not only doing Playa Rock, we're doing Money Honey, from the Bay City Rollers to the first album, second album, and third album. We're adding a bunch of stuff.
Sure. Well, dude, with you guys playing Breakout for the first time, was there a big outcry for it? Because personally, I've never heard anybody asking for it.
Well, the only reason that we're adding it is because it was in the movie, and it was, we wanted that song in the album. And as far as an outcry, well, the only one that's outcrying for it probably was me, because I always wanted to do that song. So we're doing Russian Winter, Heartbeat, It's So Easy, Ride You, Drop the Bomb, Time Is Money, Hot Child in the City, Breakout, Money Honey, a new song called Tie That Girl, Party in Hollywood from the first album, and just a couple more songs. So yeah, it's going to be cool. I mean, we're not banking on one song to draw people to come down, but for us, as far as the performers, we're playing what we want to, basically perform, and we're planning to have a great time that night.
Right. Well, Nadir, I don't know if you heard when we had your old guitar player on the show a couple months ago promoting his new Spiders and Snakes record, but
I did not hear that. Oh, I didn't know you guys had him up there. Lizzie was on there. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he took a pretty good beating too.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And that was what I wanted to ask
you,
dude.
With him.
When we had him on the show, we analyzed his record pretty well, and we basically figured out that every song that he records now is basically ripped from some other song. Did you experience that when you were working with him?
Well, in his defense, Lizzie's a really how would I say? Lizzie has a really great feel for writing hooks. As far as on stuff like when he did Public Enemy #1 from the Crew, and he did For Whom the Bell Tolls with Blackie Lawless, which ended up in our Playa del Rock album. Which funny that he did not even get to play in the fucking thing, because of whatever drama was going on at the time. So I mean. It's really hard for me to make any kind of comment on him, just because it's such a sensitive subject for me, and I don't want to, put myself in a situation where I'm going to criticize someone for whatever he's doing on his own endeavors. But for me, he's a very talented guitar player. He's got a lot of great ideas, and he's doing what he wants to do. And to be honest with you, I've only heard one thing of his in the past 15 years, and I have no idea what he's doing musically at all. I really don't.
Well, it's okay, dude. You're pussing out. We get it.
I know. Back in the late winter there, Nadir, that you actually went down to Long Beach to a club where he was performing. Did you get down there in time?
I did.
Did you get down there in time to see him perform?
Yeah. No, I watched the whole set.
Yeah. And he didn't say hello to you or nothing?
No.
Okay. Nice.
No, Timmy Yasui, drummer for Spiders and Snakes, which was our original drummer for the Playa del Rock album. He came over, we talked, we had our picture taken, it was a really great vibe, and it was cool. But other than that, basically, dude, I don't understand what's going on with him. So I have no idea. I'm not at a point in my life, at my age, where I'm going to basically play little fucking kindergarten games with shit like that. I'm not going to waste my time. You know, I happen to respect the dude, and whatever issues he has, I don't know. But, you know, hopefully one day he'll come down from whatever, you know, he's got going on, and he'll realize that he cannot outlive the fact that we play together and that there is a background and that we did do 2 albums and we recorded some fucking amazingly great rock songs. And we were ahead of a lot of the major international multi-platinum bands before they were even platinum. And it was just not something that was going to happen to us for whatever reason. And maybe what it was just the fact that he might have exuded something that it wasn't meant to be. You know what I mean?
Sure, absolutely, Nadir. Well, I tell you what, Nadir, this is what I'm going to do. I'm sitting here thinking about this right now. I am going to fly out there next Saturday, and I am going to come to your show.
Right on, brother.
And I will donate $100. And
would that be with a check with fucking with Chris's type on it, or is that you doing it for the classic metal stuff?
No, this is from me personally. and if there's any use for it, I will donate some classic metal show swag, shirts.
Oh, that would be great.
Shirts and hats that they could be auctioned off or whatever for the cause.
That would be awesome. We would love that. Everyone's talking about the show. Everyone's looking forward to it. You know, in all seriousness, it's a good cause, man. You know what I mean? And I would love to have you there. And I'm glad you're coming. And we're looking forward to it. It's a really quaint club. The Cat Club, as you all know, is owned by Slim, the drummer of the Stray Cats, and Steve Sarduzio, which used to run and own the Spice Club on Hollywood Boulevard, which we did. Actually, one of the last shows we did was opening up with Sam Kinison and Tom Jones and Billy Idol duet thing. So we used to do a lot of fun stuff back in the day. These are kind of shows that they only come into these places, you know, very rarely, and only people who actually get that are part of that period that we were involved in know who you are as far as who's running the show, who's promoting it, and all that. And it's a very up and close show. It's a very small club, so we're hoping that, you know, we pack the hell out of it, and you're going to probably see a lot of cool people hanging out that you may know.
Right.
I hear that Jimmy Fallon and all the guys from the Starfuckers are always there, and you never know who's going to show up. But I know we have a lot of ladies coming.
Well, you have your friend Kim Fowley come out?
If you're into ladies, Chris, but if you're not.
Hey, I'm not the one that's curling hair there, sweetheart.
What was that? What? I can't hear anything.
I'm
Can
sure
you guys hear me?
Yes, we hear you. Nadir, where can people find out about you and the band and all that good stuff? Nadir?
Turn the volume up, please.
Nadir.
All right, so I'm going to hear the delay because it's...
Yeah, he's listening to the show. Nadir, tell us where they can find out about you.
Well, they can go to www.D'Priest.com. That would be D as in David, Priest.com.
Excellent. All right. And is there any website out there for the show, or, you know, like a MySpace, or is it all on D'Priest?
Well, if you go to the D'Priest.com site, you can go to the Cat Club, and you can see us there. It's on Saturday, May 31st, and we're going on around 11 p.m.
All right.
And there's going to be a lot of bands. We have 4 bands before us, and there's going to be a couple of young kids singing from the school before we go on. And then once D'Priest goes on, we do an hour set. And then we've got another band right after that, an all-girl hard rock band called Pretty in Stereo, which are really cool chicks. And then it should be a fun night, man. It's smoking. It's on the Strip. You can't miss it. I mean, it's right next to the Whiskey, the Roxy, the Rainbow. Just kind of like the old days. The Key Club, everything's like right there. So the vibe is going to be fucking real. You know what I mean?
Excellent.
Because the Strip is always busy and it's wild.
Right. All right, well, I'm looking forward to it. I will get on a plane next Saturday morning, and I'll fly out there and be at the show. He's listening.
I know. Hey, Nadir. Hey, Nadir. I guess we'll just wait a minute until he hears me say, hey, Nadir.
What's wrong with his phone?
Sounds great. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
We hear you fine, dude. We know there's a delay.
I know. Well, what the fuck, dude? That's a big-ass delay. What is, like 325 milliseconds and shit?
Right.
Well, dude, that's in case anybody swears, so we can beep it out.
Now, hey, let me, going back to what you guys were talking about, we have this thing that we're going to be doing with Cleopatra Records for that Molly Crew tribute thing. I just want to make sure, I want to let everyone know that going back to the London stuff, I mean, we really busted our ass back there to do, you know, great music, and we had a great time. We were a party band. We did a lot of stuff that a lot of the successful bands, as far as the glam, hard rock stuff, that's being really so-called hip right now to be listened to. We were doing that, you know, before. And I believe that sometimes the credibility of London is not really being taken really seriously because we were a bit ahead of what was going on. And I believe that you only notice the hooker with the big tits and not the hooker that actually sucks really good cock. And I don't know if that makes sense, but we were the hooker that really sucked good cock.
Okay.
Hey, Nadir.
Yes.
Before you go, dude, we need to ask you this. I don't know if you heard or if Neely told you, but we have landed somehow back on terrestrial radio. Have you heard that?
No.
And we wanted to know if you are capable of doing a 15-minute interview at some point without swearing.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. I can do that. That's not a problem, dude. I don't have to... you know what? You know, it's really funny because I'm right now in the middle of a divorce.
Again?
And I think that one of the biggest things that has caused it... One of the biggest things that it's caused is that I could never get rid of the F word. The F word. The F word was, let me tell you, it is so bad, my cursing is so bad, that I was going to go get hypnotized to get rid of the F word. Just the F word, not the rest of it. We were just trying to get rid of the F word.
Oh, boy.
But somehow or another, I fucking blew it out.
Oh, Nadir. Oh, my God. I will have to...
I'm serious. It's not a joke. I'm completely, honestly serious about going to a hypnotist because they have these guys that will, you know, for cigarettes and certain, you know, things that you having problems with. And, you know, cursing was one of them. And I was not the only one. And you pay money to go get that taken care of. But it doesn't work. I'll be fucking effing all my way through life. I can't change things. This is me.
Nice. Oh, boy.
I'm sorry. Yeah. No, I'm not fucking sorry at all, actually. I just thought I'd say that.
All right, Nadir. Well, you'll be at the Cat Club next Saturday night, May 31st. Good charitable cause. You're a part of it. I will be there personally, and we're going to rock and have a good time.
I look forward to seeing my young brother Neely at the Classic Metal Show. That fucking tight-ass fucking Chris should be on that plane. But, hey, when you're gone, you got to keep the fucking planet straight.
Hey, sorry I had to, blow it off for my kid's graduation. Sorry that I didn't put the priest in.
All right, that's a legitimate excuse, Chris.
Actually, I had him set up to go out there, but he said, "Oh, dude, that's the weekend of my daughter's graduation. I can't go." So he would have. He would.
I was going.
It won't be the last one, and I would love to meet Chris one day. We've been bro-hamming for a while, and one day I'm hoping that I'll have the pleasure of meeting you, and not the pleasure that you're thinking of there, Chris. But a good
Again, I say it's not me cutting hair.
Cutting your butt hair, yes.
All right, Nadir. Well, I'm gonna.
Hairy ass fuck, yeah.
All right, Nadir. Again, we always like having you on the show. And
love you guys, man.
All right.
And I will see you at the Cat Club. Everyone calm down. And just remember that the Classic Metal Show fucking rocks the nation.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to end the interview with For Whom the Bell Tolls, Nadir. How about that?
You guys are putting all these naked girls up right now? I'm not trying to focus.
He's done.
And I can't even do that.
Just play it, Neely.
All right.
Fuck them. Yeah, but we're not booked yet. Thailand is far away.
All right, Nadir, I'm going to play For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Just play it.
He's just gone. See you later, Nadir. Thanks for checking out the Best of the Classic Metal Show. You can tune into the Classic Metal Show live every Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern, exclusively at www.theclassicmetalshow.com.
The Classic Metal Show.